China is building the world's largest water diversion project in an effort to quite literally defy nature itself. With thousands of kilometers of artificial canals, aqueducts, and tunnels that cross literal mountains, China aims to bring fresh water to its dry industrial population centers in the north. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at China's controversial South-to-North Water Diversion Project, how much it costs, why they're doing it, and how exactly it will or will not benefit the Chinese people. Since ancient times, China has always been both blessed and cursed by its geography. Thanks to the Yangtze and Yellow River systems that flow from west to east, much of eastern China has always been permanently inhabited by human civilizations for thousands of years. And with fertile floodplains almost all year round, the land itself has been able to sustain an ever-growing Chinese population. In fact, China's Yellow River Valley is one of the largest and most consistently developed pieces of arable land in the entire world. By contrast, in China's northern and western regions, the arid conditions of the deserts and the rugged terrain of the mountains create obstacles to agriculture and human settlement. As a matter of course, almost all of its population and economic activities are concentrated in the east, and the rest of the territory remains underdeveloped and sparsely populated, raising many questions about equitable development among regions. Throughout history, much of China's economic growth has occurred in the north on the North China Plain, around the cities of Tianjin and Beijing. In Beijing, groundwater is the main water source, with 2/3 of all water comes from groundwater, from industrial and agricultural use to household consumption. It is estimated that the capital requires 3.5 billion liters of water per year. However, the rapid urbanization and industrialization led to a surge in demand for fresh water, resulting in the overexploitation of this limited resource. This activity has indirectly caused desertification, specifically causing the nearby Gobi Desert to expand, accompanied by frequent dust and sandstorms. Every year, about 3,600 square kilometers of grasslands, almost twice the size of Luxembourg, are submerged by desert. In the early 1950s, it became increasingly clear that northern China was in a state of water crisis. As the water is taken from the soil, the now dried up soil compacts. As a result, Beijing is sinking on average 5 centimeters a year. This alarming trend poses significant environmental and socio-economic challenges, highlighting the urgent need for sustainable water management practices and concerted efforts to minimize the impacts of environmental degradation in the region. To solve this urgent problem, Mao Zedong, founder of the People's Republic of China, proposed a bold solution in 1952: to transfer water from the water-rich southern regions to the arid north. To turn Mao Zedong's vision into reality, after many years of meticulous research and calculation, the largest super project in China was officially started. Named the South-North Water Transfer Project, its goal is to create a network of aqueducts, tunnels, reservoirs, and dams linking China's 4 main rivers, the Yangtze, Yellow River, Huaihe, and Haihe, and requires the construction of 3 diversion routes, stretching south to north across the eastern, central, and western parts of the country. Started in 2002 and scheduled for completion in 2013, the eastern route begins near the city of Yangzhou, stretching over 1,100 kilometers. However, in addition to delaying construction, water pollution has affected the viability of the route. In principle, the Yangtze River will be fed into the canal in Jiangdu, where a giant pumping station with a capacity of 400 cubic meters per s was built in the 1980s. The water will then be pumped by stations along the Grand Canal and through a tunnel under the Yellow River, and down the aqueduct to reservoirs near Tianjin. By 2017, this project was officially completed, providing 1 cubic kilometer of clean water each year. The central route, aka the Grand Aqueduct, runs from the Danjiangkou Reservoir on the Han River via canals to flow through Henan and Hebei provinces to Beijing. Due to the fact that the existing infrastructure does not meet the requirements to be able to channel water, this project is required to take another step to raise the height of Danjiangkou Dam by increasing the height of the dam crest from 162 meters to 176.6 meters above sea level. This addition to the dam's height allowed the water level in the reservoir to increase from 157 meters to 170 meters, causing the flow into the aqueduct to begin downhill, pulled by gravity into lower elevation of the canal. However, these changes to the dam have been met with a lot of controversy because it involves the forced evacuation of 300,000 people living nearby. It was not until 2009, after the population was completely relocated from the construction site, that the project continued. The central route of the water comprises an extensive network of man-made canals and aqueducts, creating a comprehensive system of elevated and underground waterways traversing the Chinese Central Plain, spanning over 1,200 kilometers in length. After completion in 2014, about 1/3 of the total water flowing through the Han River has been diverted. The construction initially provided 9.5 cubic kilometers of water per year. By 2030, the project is expected to increase this transfer to about 12 cubic kilometers per year. This poses significant problems for the millions of people that rely on the Han for fresh water. One long-term solution being considered is to build an underground tunnel to divert water from the reservoir at the Three Gorges Dam to Danjiangkou Reservoir. Once completed, this tunnel will become the longest and deepest artificial waterway ever built. The western route is part of a long-term plan to divert about 200 cubic kilometers of water each year from the headwaters of 6 rivers in southwest China, including the Mekong, the Yarlung-Zangbo, and the Salween, to the Yangtze River, the Yellow River, and eventually reach the dry areas of northern China through a system of natural reservoirs, tunnels, and rivers. The construction of this route involved establishing a network of waterways and tunnels connecting the Yangtze River with the Yellow River across the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, located at an altitude of about 3,000 to 5,000 meters above sea level. At present, this megaproject is still in the planning stage, while the area's rugged terrain and harsh climate pose significant obstacles to project implementation. However, once completed in 2050, the project will bring as much as 17 cubic kilometers per year of fresh water to northern Chinese provinces, benefiting a combined population of nearly 100 million people. Although not yet completed, the North-South Water Transmission Project in China has achieved certain successes. Indeed, the central and eastern roads, after being put into service, have delivered more than 10 billion cubic meters of water to help the agriculture, industry, and daily life of more than 140 million people in the north. Another advantage is that it will prevent over-exploitation of groundwater, the main cause of the subsidence occurring in Beijing. The project will also help China cope with climate change, water pollution, and frequent droughts. Contrary to the promises and benefits announced by the government, this project caused controversy and caused concern among domestic and international environmentalists. One of the main criticisms revolves around the project's disruption of natural river systems, leading to the disappearance of hundreds of rivers and pollution of man-made waterways with industrial waste and wastewater. Additionally, changes in the flow of the Yangtze River during the opening of the Central Line have raised concerns about the possibility of saltwater entering the water supplies of China's coastal cities, highlighting the far-reaching consequences of the project. The proposed western route, while bringing socio-economic benefits to certain areas, poses significant environmental risks, including the possibility of landslides and environmental damage in the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, which is experiencing a lot of seismic activity. These concerns highlight the need for careful consideration and mitigation measures before proceeding with the construction of such a megaproject. Despite significant financial investments for the construction and the maintenance of 2 of 3 planned routes, the project has not yet fulfilled its original goal of providing clean water to northern China. Ongoing challenges and uncertainties surrounding the project's environmental impact raise important questions about the project's long-term sustainability and whether the benefits truly outweigh the costs. So what do you think about the South-North Water Transfer Project? Do you think spending billions of dollars to solve the problem of water shortage in exchange for environmental risks is worth it? Should China continue the construction on the western route? Let us know in the comments section below. If you want to learn more about the biggest megaprojects around the world, remember to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching and see you on your next journey.